how else to say it. We had another incident. And look, I will tell you this. I don't blame Angel Reese for being mad because Bree Hartley pulls Angel Reese's hair. Okay? However, you can be mad and you don't have to lose complete.
Angel Reese may have notched a triple-double, but nobody's talking about the box score because the real show started after a hair tug flipped the switch from baller to full-blown WWE headliner. Suddenly, it was all flailing braids, death stares, and sideline theatrics that made the game feel more like a reality TV brawl than a WNBA matchup. Did we just watch basketball? Or the pilot for Real Hoopers of Chicago? Reese's post-whistle meltdown was so spicy, the scoreboard became background noise. Trust us, you'll want to see how this drama unraveled after the final buzzer. Buckle up, it gets messy.
Court. Her name may be Angel, but she far from God, okay? Because this was a very spicy game. It was giving very passionate, it was giving aggressive, it was giving tenacity, being ferocious. Because why Angel Reese pressed both Bria Hartley, Olivia Nelson-Ododa, and Tina Charles, okay? Because Bria Hartley accidentally grabbed one of her braids. How do you accidentally pull somebody's hair? Now, come on now. Specifically on the play like that, you're supposed to be guarding somebody. Angel Reese trying to go up for a layup or whatever she was doing, and like Bria Hartley like just grabbed one of her pigtails, one of her braids that was like braided down to her like her waist. And Angel Reese, of course, she had the right to react the way.
Let's talk about the real foul play here. Not the triple-double, not the missed shots, not even the final score. We're talking about the hair pull. Because the second you start yanking someone's braids in a pro basketball game, it's no longer about hoops. It's daytime drama with sneakers. This wasn't physical defense, it was a full-blown soap opera audition. And somehow, everyone's acting like it's just part of the game? Be serious. Hair pulling should be treated like eye gouging in the NBA. Instant ejection? No debate. If we're letting this slide, what's next? Elbow drops and folding chairs?
This happened, and she's going to pull Angel Reese's hair. Oh, here we go again. All right. And you see Angel Reese pushed Olivia Nelson-Ododa, Nelson-Ododa right there. There's the hair pull. Now watch her just walk in to separate, and she has...
If you can't keep your hands to yourself, you don't belong on the court. Period. This isn't recess at a middle school. It's the WNBA, not the WWE with better lashes. And let's stop pretending this was just a heat-of-the-moment accident. That hair yank was deliberate, forceful, and about as far from a basketball play as you can get without grabbing a folding chair. But instead of calling it out for the cheap shot it clearly was, we get the usual spin. She's passionate. She just cares so much. Oh, please. If someone had done that to Reese, we'd be wading through a week of hot takes, Twitter think pieces, and maybe even a press conference with lawmakers. Let's keep the energy consistent.
Now, what a complete game from Angel Reese. Oftentimes, when we talk about post players, you expect them to score the basketball, to rebound, but then the way she facilitated the basketball for her team accounted for 25 points off of her assists alone. It's great to see her in her second season really develop other areas.
But since it was Reese doing the yanking, the league might as well have handed her a participation trophy and a Capri Sun. Now, here's where it gets hilarious. Reese dropped a triple-double. 10 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 extra doses of drama. Suddenly, ESPN's acting like she just reinvented basketball. Angel Reese with a triple-double. Sure, cool. If we're also counting attitude side-eyes and unnecessary fouls as stat categories, let's not pretend the box score wipes away the nonsense everyone just witnessed.
I know why Angel Reese, why does she get so tough with the little ones? Why does Angel Reese act like this big, tough, and rugged chick when it comes to the small people? You know, she likes to get at the smaller people on the court, but when a bigger person steps to her, she gets a little bit more timid and meek. Now, Angel Reese today had a triple-double, and the world is probably going to explode on that. She had 11 assists, two turnovers only, which is actually pretty impressive. Her teammates obviously made some shots. She was only 2 of 7 from the field. So she shot 28.5% from the field to end up with her, 10, 11 points or whatever it was. And she got most of her points from the free throw line. But That wasn't the story of her game today against Connecticut. The story of her game today was hair pull, the hair pulling, and her reaction to her hair being pulled. And now, in a vacuum, I actually don't have much issue with the reaction that she had from her hair being pulled. I really don't. Can't say I have any issue with her reaction, just being real. What I have an issue with is her because she's a hypocrite.
So what? Did she just do her job? Oh wow, a professional athlete performing like a professional athlete. Should we consider renaming the league after her? Maybe even cancel MVP voting altogether, since clearly no one else matters when Reese is out there breathing and collecting stats. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark drops 30 quietly, gets elbows and body checks like she wandered into an underground fight club. But Angel Reese scores a low-efficiency triple-double, and ESPN seems ready to airlift her straight into the Hall of Fame mid-season. Can we get some consistency? Or do the rules only apply depending on who's throwing punches, or in this case, ponytail tugs? Now let's revisit the irony. Angel Reese thinks it's perfectly okay to pull someone's hair, deliberately, on national TV. But if someone accidentally grazes her bun, suddenly she's filing a grievance with the United Nations. The same person who can go into a rage monologue if someone breathes near her edges is out here treating other players' scalps like jungle gyms. You can't have it both ways. You don't get to be the league's ultimate victim and the primary instigator at the same time. It's a confusing double standard that undermines the game's integrity and leaves everyone questioning what the rules really are.
So lads, today we're going to be talking about the Sun and Sky game, and the Sky got their third win of the season, putting them to third last in the W, which isn't, like, they're 3-7. They're not good. Like, they're almost certainly not going to make playoffs. But at the end of the day, look, it's not like they're not going to be a half a game off the Mystics if the Mystics lose today. We also really want the Mystics to win today, because lads, if the Mystics win today, all the Fever have to do is beat the garbage Connecticut Sun, and they're in the Commissioner's Cup final. Like, the Fever are this close to making the Commissioner's Cup final.
And here's the real kicker. She acts like the hair on her head is sacred, as if you need a notarized permission slip, a signed NDA, and a blood oath just to brush past her curls. But then she turns around and uses someone else's braid as a rope swing mid-possession. Hardly an act of passion, more like pure hypocrisy in HD. What's truly sickening isn't just her behavior, but the smug look that follows it. Like she's proud, like she just scored a Nike ad. Pull hair and then strut around like she's the Declaration of Independence. Angel Reese's attitude has become exhausting. It's as if she walks onto the court thinking she's doing the world a favor simply by showing up. Every foul, never her fault. Every confrontation, always someone else, disrespecting her. And any pushback? Oh, that's rooted in jealousy. She treats criticism like a hate crime and takes accountability as a personal attack. This relentless victim-hero complex is becoming unbearable. It's not just her game, it's her presence. The constant scowling, over-the-top taunts, and the "I'm the baddest in the building" attitude feel less like confidence and more like chronic insecurity wrapped in attitude. People may call her fierce or unapologetically herself, but at some point, being unapologetic about bad behavior stops being brave, it just becomes obnoxious. Her antics overshadow her talent and threaten to define her far more than her skills ever will.
Olivia Nelson-Ododa calls herself trying to be the peacemaker, trying to, be the de-escalator. She got pushed. Angel Reese pushed her about it. She said, I ain't trying to hear none of that. Run the fade right now. You done pulled my hair. You know what you did. You did it on purpose. And then Tina Charles, okay? Who's supposed to be like, the calm, cool, collected one, the more mature one, the one who got like all the skills and just the foresight, the wisdom. She's older. She's mature. She's been in the season for like what? This is her 16th, 17th season in the W. Tina Charles, press Angel Reese, they would look like they was about to...
And what's even worse? The enablers. The analysts who bend over backward to justify every meltdown. Let's stop pretending every tantrum is a cultural statement. Sometimes it's just a tantrum, period. We've reached the point where Angel Reese pulling hair is being treated like a subplot while her stat sheet is getting framed in the Louvre. Like we're all supposed to ignore the part where she assaulted another player mid-game because she happened to collect 10 rebounds, as if one balances out the other? Sure, she yanked a braid like she was starting a lawnmower, but did you see that assist? What kind of logic is that? That's like giving someone a medal for community service right after they keyed a car. Let's also address how this entire circus overshadowed the actual win. The Chicago Sky took the W, but all anyone's talking about is the drama, because Angel Reese can't seem to have a performance without an incident. She's not content with playing well. There has to be a subplot, a feud, a viral moment, or a reality TV smile meltdown to go along with it. She doesn't just play basketball, she brings chaos with a side of mascara. And then she wants to be the face of the league. Girl, this is the face you want to represent the WNBA? A walking contradiction with a temper tantrum playbook and a victim complex larger than her vertical? No thanks. The WNBA deserves better than a brand ambassador who thinks rules are suggestions and humility is optional. Imagine the double standards if another player, let's say someone less media-favored, pulled the same move. Hair pull, flex, sneer, strut.
You can see in this play, you got Angel Reese going up for a rebound.
We mentioned the physicality
And here comes the player behind her.
and that last possession.
She's got her left hand right here on a braid of Angel Reese. Yanks that shit. I want the ball.
The contact being let go.
And Angel Reese throws her hand out. I get that. I get all that. This is where she goes a little bit, does her thing a little too much.
This time, I think it was accidental.
So Nelson Ododa is separating them. She's not pushing Angel Reese. And Angel Reese is acting like she's so big and tough. Like
By Hartley. And then Reese just with a big reaction. And Tina Charles, being the vet that she is, gonna stick up for her.
And somehow, amid all this chaos, people keep bending over backward to crown her the queen of the league. Because she grabbed 10 rebounds and handed out a few passes? Since when did doing the bare minimum while stirring up maximum drama qualify someone for sainthood? Angel Reese isn't revolutionizing the game, she's just rewriting the rulebook to excuse her behavior. Yet, the narrative keeps feeding her hype. Headlines scream about her historic triple-double, while conveniently ignoring the fact that she turned the court into a hair salon brawl. Fans swoon over her passion, turning a blind eye to her lack of professionalism. Meanwhile, Reese struts around like she's bulletproof, while the rest of the league bears the brunt of her antics just for breathing in her direction. In today's WNBA, apparently you can pull hair, hog the spotlight, act like a martyr, and still be hailed as the Golden Girl, as long as ESPN's highlight reel captures your drama before the dust settles. Honestly, Reese seems to act like this on purpose because without the chaos, she wouldn't be grabbing headlines at all. Strip away the tantrums, the hair pulling, and the look at me antics, and what's left? A mediocre stat line and a serious attitude problem. She doesn't just play the game, she manufactures chaos to stay relevant. It's less about winning on the court and more about winning the headlines. If she isn't causing a scene, gasping, groaning, or groveling, she feels invisible. Her entire persona revolves around creating spectacle, and that's what keeps her in the spotlight, not her skills or sportsmanship.
Angel, you're my darling. I'm scrolling through the Twitter streets. You guys know how I do. Pedal to the metal. I got a lead foot. It is what it is, but I see something off in the distance, and it is a sign. And that sign says, more of a billboard, if you will. It says, Chicago Sky's Angel Reese directly addresses major criticism about her game. Now, my initial thoughts, my initial reactions is, why are we addressing criticisms about our game? Shouldn't we be working on our game? Shouldn't we be in the training facility? Shouldn't we be in the practice facility? Shouldn't we be in the gym? Shouldn't we be doing something that, I don't know, enhances our game?
It's performative toughness with no real backbone. Angel Reese isn't just interested in winning, she wants to dominate the narrative, even if it means playing the villain. She's not chasing trophies, she's chasing viral moments and trending topics. Her games are less about the box score and more about the highlight reels. Nobody remembers the final score, they remember the scowl, the shove, the stare down, or the theatrical flop that looks like she got hit by a train even when it was just a light finger touch. What makes it worse is her ability to play the crowd like a fiddle. One moment she's mocking someone, the next she's crying foul. One possession, she's pulling hair like it's prom night sabotage. The next, she's gasping as if she's been mugged in broad daylight. She weaponizes selective outrage as if it's part of her warm-up routine. Angel Reese isn't just playing basketball. She's performing as the victim or the villain, switching on a dime. And when the league lets her antics slide, she doubles down. Because why behave when chaos keeps her in the spotlight? If she can turn the WNBA court into her own personal reality show with no consequences, why not run wild? She knows exactly what she's doing. She's not oblivious. She's just choosing to prioritize fame over sportsmanship, knowing that as long as she stays in the headlines, she wins, regardless of how she plays the game.
This is a little bit more unhinged than I actually thought, to be fair. This is a little bit more concerning than I actually...
Angel Reese has turned hypocrisy into a spectacle within the sport itself. You can almost set your watch by her routine. First she commits a foul or plays dirty, then she struts around with confidence, and finally, she melts down when she's on the receiving end of her own tactics. The pattern is as predictable as her press conferences. Blame others, boast about herself, and revel in controversy as if it's part of her brand. The frustrating part? Beneath all the noise, there's genuine talent. There are glimpses of skill, solid rebounds, sharp footwork, relentless hustle that get overshadowed by layers of ego, drama, and manufactured feuds. Instead of earning respect for her abilities, she's remembered for turning the court into a circus. Angel Reese isn't just playing basketball, she's controlling the narrative, no matter how messy or disruptive it becomes. In a different environment, this behavior would earn her a benching, not headlines. But the louder she gets, the more attention she garners. It's not about the game anymore. It's about branding chaos. She's not striving to be an all-star. She's determined to be impossible to ignore, even if that means being insufferable.
Angel Reese posts something on social media, and it's starting to get around now. It's clear. One thing is so clear. These players in this league were never ready for the attention they've got.
And let's not pretend we're shocked when opponents start fighting back. Eventually, people grow weary of the double standards, the smirks, the staged confrontations, the never-ending drama. There's only so much baiting and trash-talking before someone calls your bluff. The issue is, Angel Reese plays this game as if she's above the rules. Like the rules don't apply when she's the main character in her own drama. When she lashes out and others respond, that's not just backlash, it's part of her strategy. Every hot take, eye roll, and side comment keeps her in the headlines, exactly where she wants to be. The attention is the real prize, and chaos is just her costume. Whether she wins or loses on the court doesn't seem to matter anymore. What matters is staying relevant. When the buzzer sounds and the scoreboard fades, she's chasing notoriety. And nothing says relevant quite like pulling someone's hair and acting as if she's the one who needs a hug, turning the game into a spectacle she controls. If you enjoyed leaving a like and subscribing, more videos are on the screen now.